Okay, so about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I was plateaued before that for like 2 months. And I went on a maintenance phase where I ate high carb, relatively low fat, like 60 grams. And I was still plateaued. And then once I moved my deficit down 300 calories, I flushed it out. I went from 177 or 178 to lowest I've been was 171.5, and then I slowly climbed back up. I was plateaued again for like 2 weeks, slowly climbing up to like 175, 176, while I'm still in a deficit. Obviously, I know this is not fat gain. This is just like high cortisol, I guess, and holding on to water weight and inflammation and shit. So what I did was I decided to up my carbs, right? I decided to up my carbs and lower my fat again. So what I did was, at that point where I was, after I did another 300 calorie deficit, what did I do? I went from like whatever it was, 80 grams or 60 grams of fat, brought that down to like 40 grams. And I was eating 250 grams of lean ground beef, which raw is like 450 calories. But I would cook it and I would squeeze the fuck out of this shit and like get rid of all the fat I can. So I'd probably got rid of like 100 calories of that. But, so here's what I did. After that, whatever, like I said, I flushed down from 177 to 171.5. I was plateauing again, climbing back up to like 175. I decided I was gonna up the carbs and eat only fruit in the morning, no protein, so I could induce FGF21. And then 2 hours later, have my first protein of the day. And then I also decided I was going to replace the ground beef, cut out, what was that, like 20 grams of fat, and I replaced the ground beef with starch, with pasta or rice, and it would obviously be pasta with no fat added. So then now I'm at 27 grams of fat, just over 300 grams of carbs, and then anywhere from like 120 to 160 grams of protein, depending on how many scoops of protein I take, whether I take a full scoop, half a scoop, 2 scoops, whatever. But yeah, and I did that for 2-3 days, and I went from 176 back down to 171.5, and that was the last time I weighed myself. So now this week, this is the whole point of this video, which I've honestly been rambling this whole time. I'm going to do a full week of cutting out the ground beef and having fat intake at 27 grams of fat. All of this is dairy fat, saturated fat, from 30 grams of raw Parmesan Reggiano and 3 cups of milk. 3 cups of milk. And that is what I'll be doing. Sorry, I'm gonna call. I don't know how to end it, but this is gonna go for now. Yes, so 3 cups of milk. So that's what I'm gonna do. Training has been better on those days, and you know, I'm signaling to my thyroid. The thyroid functions up. You know, I'm converting T4 to T3 in the liver. I'm reducing cortisol because sugars reduce cortisol. So this is a good plan. I want to see exactly how far I can go down using this method, where I cut out ground beef and I lowered my fat. I replaced it with fruit and starch, and I'm running really high carb, really low fat. I want to see how far I can go. And then if or when I plateau again, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna implement 2 days, 1 or 2 days of straight up sugar fast, where it's gonna be only fruits, fruit juice, honey syrup, maple syrup, and like straight up sugar. And I'm gonna be doing that 2 days out of the week. And then the rest of the days I'll be like having a little bit more fat, a little bit more protein, whatever. And then I think that will be the final stage to bring me to 10% body fat or lower. So yes, this is day 4 out of 90. Everybody stay tuned. The videos will be getting better and better, right? Right now they're just raw. I'm just fucking pulling up on here. I just want to be consistent. Later on, I'll be editing these videos, having a screen in front of me where I'll read off of or have bullet points, and that's what we're going to be doing.